I'm Dan Drake. This is Front Up on Visitor Network TV and Channel 99. Our guest today is Janet Schulte, who is here in a new role.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Janet. Nice to have you.
Thanks.
You are now, I believe your title is Interim Director?
Interim Executive Director.
Oh, sorry. Interim Executive Director of the Nantucket Chamber of Commerce.
That's right.
And you've just started in the last few days.
This is my fourth day.
Fourth day. Well, that's good. That's, so we've got you fresh.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, I guess the prior executive director had to resign for personal medical reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And so you've stepped in, and
I did.
And what are the challenges of stepping into a job like that in the first week of summer?
Well, the advantage is that I had been on the board, and I had actually stepped down in March, so I was free and able to pick this up in early June, and I had some time to shadow PJ over time. But right now, we're actually getting ready for Stroll, if you can believe it. We're starting to ask people if they want to be sponsors and supervise and advertise for that, and buy Christmas trees and sponsor those. So we're 6 months ahead.
So you haven't, you don't, the chamber doesn't run events during the summer, really.
No.
And you have enough to do to keep dealing with visitors and their issues. And
yeah, we have a drop-in center on the second floor. We also refer a lot of people to the Visitors Bureau, of course. And we're doing a lot of marketing online and with the State Office of Travel and Tourism. And we're figuring out a way with the state. I was in Boston last week meeting with the executive director of the Mott office. And they're figuring out a way to extend that budgeting cycle so that we can do marketing in July and August, because right now the state stops our funding in June, which is kind of frustrating when you have a vibrant shoulder season like we do here.
And then you have to go through the process, otherwise have to go through the process all over again of applying. And
every year we apply,
What is the difference between the Chamber of Commerce and the Visitors Bureau?
I think we're really symbiotic with each other. The job of the Chamber is a member organization first. Right. We've got about 700 members, and we service them through a variety of programs, and I'm happy to chat about those. But the real effort of the Chamber is the marketing money that we get through the Office of Travel and Tourism. We're a regional tourism council, one of 16 in the state. So our job is
You are by yourself.
We are. Nantucket is by itself.
Its own region.
The Cape is one, the Vineyard is one, there are 16 of them across the state. And our job is to take that money from the state and market the island in any way that we can to bring people in for the breadth of programs.
So that big mural up on the wall of Terminal C up at Logan is...
that's Mott money. That's your tax dollars at work. So we bring them here, and then it's the visitor's job to make sure they're comfortable, got a place to stay, know where to go and visit. Although we have those services as well in the office, and we certainly have all the information from our members available in the chamber offices as well. So we have a nice symbiotic relationship with the Visitors Bureau in that way.
So you sponsor, for events, you sponsor Stroll, you sponsor Daffodil Weekend. Those are the two major ones, right?
Red Ticket, the tree lighting ceremony. Yeah, and Home for the Holidays is the second weekend after Stroll now, that's sort of island focused, where red tickets are double in their value when you go shopping. So it's extended that opportunity for our merchants to make a little more money during the holiday season and to extend the holiday season.
And the number of red tickets has gone up dramatically.
It's going up tremendously.
Has the number of prizes gone up?
No, it's still $10,000. $10,000.
You might want to think about that.
I know, it's time. Well, you got a new chamber director in there. Maybe I can get the committees to ramp that up a little bit. And of course, we have our Daffy Weekend, and here's a vintage hat, piece of bling for you. Vintage 40th anniversary of Daffodil Festival, for you to wear around town or on the golf course.
I'm not going to put it on now because I'll ruin my due, but thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That's pretty neat.
It was a great Daffy Festival this year too. Beautiful weather. Yeah, considering last year we struck out all three events, and this year we've had great luck with the first one. And I'm sure the Visitors Bureau will have great luck with the 4th of July.
I think they're counting on it.
Yes. Yeah.
Have you played a role at all in the discussion about as the chamber played a role in the discussion about the room tax and whether it should be extended to rentals? I would assume you would find yourself in a somewhat awkward position on that issue.
We haven't been brought into that, at least from my role on the board, certainly not in my role as the interim ED, but it hadn't come before us as a member of the board. I think it's more likely to go through the Lodging Association as a topic than it is to come through.
Which is, you have a lot of members from the Lodging Association. You also have a lot of members from groups who oppose extending it.
Yeah.
So
we'll see how that evolves.
Yeah.
I think it's the kind of issue that if the Chamber takes a voice on something, it should find a way to take a voice on this that's balanced, because there'll be pros and cons within our membership about it. So it'll be an interesting, maybe we can provide a forum on it. It's not something the Chamber has done in the past, but why not?
Especially if somebody else puts it on the ballot again for town meeting.
Exactly. To provide information
On the warrant, yeah.
for both perspectives and to get all the issues out there. I come from a role in education, so I'm always up about let's provide all the information we can. And make
What are some of the other programs of the Chamber?
We do business after hours every other week throughout the year, and sometimes in the summer. There's one in July coming up. Mostly we take a hiatus in the summer. We have a lot of workshops that we offer at the Chamber site for professional development, business development kind of programs. There's time management, goal setting, something called Mastermind, where people sort of brainstorm ways to resolve issues with each other. And of course, we've got the member summer party. We have a variety of social networking things for our membership throughout the year. And we have a variety of vehicles in e-communication, member-to-member communications, and then a broader distribution of our email to 15,000 people on and off island. So we do our biggest effort is probably getting the word out about our members, what they do in the island as well.
And how are you supported?
We are supported by membership dues. That's just primarily part of our budget, the largest part of our budget. The marketing money does come from the state because of our status as a tourism council. We also have sponsors. We have the High Line is a premium sponsor, and then our platinum sponsors are the Steamship Authority, Stop and Shop, and Cape Air, Nantucket Airlines, who provide and they get mentioned at every opportunity. So thank you for reminding me of that.
Fell into that one, didn't I?
I appreciate that opportunity.
And advertising in your...
And advertising in our guidebook and brochure, so we get a lot of sales from that as well.
Right.
Yeah, and a great staff on board that keeps all that stuff under control.
How
They've
big
been
is the
educating
staff?
me. We're 3 staff right now and me. So we've had somebody left at the beginning of June in addition to PJ, who had done a great job over the last 4 years. And so we're doing an assessment now to figure out what do we need to do to fill what that position was and what it did. But like any executive director, I'm coming in, taking a look at what are we doing, what do we need to do, and who do we need to do it.
Is an active search going on for a permanent rather than an interim executive director?
The board tells me that they will probably start a search in September with the hope of having it filled by December. My appointment is a 6-month one.
Are you limiting yourself to that, or are you going to put your name in the hat?
No, I took the position contingent upon the opportunity to apply if I found it was interesting and satisfying work. But I initially came in as, okay, I'll do this on an interim basis. But I'm enjoying my 4 days. So this is, so it's we'll see. We'll see.
What would you like to? What additional things would you like to see the Chamber do?
I think one of the ways we could really support business on the island and maybe reach out beyond our current membership is to offer more workforce development programs. I know that there are a lot of needs where people are flying employees with particular skills here. And why not bring that training here and provide that opportunity to local people to get themselves that kind of training so that we don't have to import workers.
How does the housing situation or lack thereof play into all this?
That's another place where I'd like to see the Chamber start to take a voice, because I think it's having a huge impact on the business community for our members, and we need to step up and say something about that and the need, and help to come up with some solutions and maybe help shape the agenda for how Nantucket talks about that, because it's obviously an economic issue at the most basic level.
It is. There's no question about that.
Yeah, if people don't have a roof over their heads, they can't go to work.
And living in cars and sneaking in tents and so forth is not good either.
Yeah, we don't
people
need
do that.
Urban camping,
right?
Or camping in the state forest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, it sounds like you've kind of hit the ground running because of your experience and background, and even though you're not working up to a summer event, Stroll is not that far away.
No.
You know,
I can smell balsam already.
the sun is already moving back through the sky.
That's right. We're past the solstice.
And so, Janet Schulte from the Chamber of Commerce, Interim Executive Director, thank you very much.
Thanks, Dan.
And good luck to you.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.